So I thought I'd talk a little bit about one of my challenges with staying mindful. I talked last week about the busyness and the speediness, about I was rushing, feeling like I'd have to rush through everything. And so this topic is kind of related, kind of similar. But instead of rushing through things because I'm in a hurry, I also often find myself rushing through things because I want to get to something else that's more fun, right? So especially doing stuff like the dishes or chores or all the mundane stuff. I'm always rushing through it because I want to get to the more fun stuff. But then sometimes I find that I'm just rushing through everything, right? That when we get caught in that rushing, sometimes when you actually get to, if you're so used to rushing through everything and everything's a rush, once you finally arrive at whatever activity is fun, I know that sometimes I find myself just rushing through that and thinking about what's next, and I can't even slow down and enjoy what it is that I'm doing. And so we've talked about this a little bit before, that one one of the when I talked, I think it was the very first class actually, we talked about, so what does fun mean? What does it mean when something's fun, right? And you guys gave some answers, and they were all about something's fun when it it forces us to have 100% of our attention on whatever we're doing, or things that make us feel like we're fully alive, things that make us feel that our hearts are full of love and that we're light and full of joy. And all those things are kind of mindfulness in a way. I mean, they're all, a lot of those feelings, that sensation of being fully alive or being fully there. That's because the activity. I mean, it feels like the activity is drawing your mind in, but it's really that's the mind giving 100% of its focus to whatever it is you're doing. And so what I try to think about is, instead of rushing through the boring thing that I'm doing to get to something that's more fun, if what I really want is just to be fully present and be feel like I'm fully alive doing whatever I'm doing, I mean, that's something that in theory we can do within our own mind and just be 100% engaged in whatever we're doing, if it's dishes or folding laundry. And so this is a constant struggle for me. And because the fact of the matter is that some activities are easier to be more mindful. I mean, some things are just inherently more fun. Some activities naturally draw you in more. What I'm sure you all have your own hobbies or whatever, the things that you are really fun, the things that draw you in. And so it's easy to think, it's easy to want those activities and think those are better. And it's easy to think that it's we want to rush through the boring stuff to get to the more fun stuff. And so I try to approach it as kind of a balance. I've said many times that all the spiritual path is about balance, finding a balance between two extremes. And so with this issue of being present, I try to, what I've been doing the last several years is trying to shape my life so that it does have more of those fun activities. It does have more of those things that are easier to be present in. But at the same time, also working on my mind, also trying to be more present in whatever I'm doing. So you can try to come at it from kind of both angles. And you'll find that with time, with practice, and with a daily practice, it gets easier. Sometimes you can actually have fun doing the dishes. If you find one of those quiet moments where you really pull yourself in, or maybe not, maybe you absolutely hate dishes. I mean, there's some things that are just intolerable for each of us, and it's good to recognize that. Um, but I encourage all of you to kind of to think about it both ways. I mean, think about trying to be more present in whatever you're doing, and then at the same time, trying to bring more of those activities into your life that make it easy to be present.